on est en train de vivre quelque chose de spécial là, avec la famille de T.I., la famille Harris vs 50 Cent. Quand on fait la guerre, il faut vraiment avoir une stratégie et un plan, et bien se comporter pendant toutes les étapes pour atteindre la victoire. Mais là, T.I. il fait référence à cet événement-là, justement la manière dont il s'est comporté. Pourquoi c'est allé jusqu'au tribunal? Oui, parce que quand on pense au battle, au beef que 50 Cent a eu pendant toute sa carrière, il l'a eu avec plus d'hommes que de femmes. Mais là, il s'agit de sa relation avec les femmes. Et ouais, vous vous rappelez de cet événement, pendant ce concert, c'est allé en altercation physique avec des femmes. 50 Cent. Bon, je vous montre la vidéo, comme ça vous voyez ça de vos propres yeux.
We were just there to see a concert. We were not there to get beat up. We were not there to get hit.
Go, go, go.
The rapper with the gangster attitude stepped on two of the women and punched the third in the face after jumping into the crowd in search of someone who threw a water bottle at him during a surprise concert at this club in May of 2004.
They did nothing to justify or excuse the defendant's actions.
He has demonstrated since his earlier run-in with the law as a young man that he is a law-abiding citizen.
You ain't got no drop.
That is not the image 50 Cent uses to sell his music, but it will have to be. Judge Robert Coomer accepted Jackson's admission of the facts, gave him a lecture on how this incident would reflect on the rapper's 9-year-old son, and then continued the case for 2 years without a finding. In the meantime, the rapper will have to submit to random drug tests, pay the medical expenses of his victims, pay court costs, undergo anger management treatment, and produce an anti-gun violence public service announcement. Jackson signed off on the deal. And then snuck out of the courthouse through a back door.
Vous voyez cette situation qui date de 20 ans quand même. Ça fait un moment que 50 Cent n'est plus à ce stade-là. Mais le fils de T.I., King, est en train de relayer ces vidéos. Ça change un peu la perspective, la manière dont on voit 50 Cent. On se dit, est-ce que c'est vraiment le type qu'on a connu? Et il a posté cette vidéo, regardez.
Yes, I know some.
Why do you say that?
He threatened me on Monday.
He did.
He threatened me. Look, watch what I'll do. I'll have someone come kill you. He threatened me. He threatened me on Monday, and this is what he did.
How long were you two together?
We were together for 13 years. The relation just ended over a year ago. He cannot accept that I have moved on with my life. He's like, he's going to strip me of everything. And I didn't allow it. I fought back, and this is what he's trying to do. He tried to kill me and his own child.
Why do you know that?
He threatened me. He told me he would. He told me he would have someone come do something to me. He told me he would say, watch what I do. I have someone come kill you, and that's what he did. That's
really
what he did.
believe that he would-
I know he did. There's not a doubt in my mind on my son's life. I know he did.
What happened?
I know
Did
he
you
did.
hear anything? Did you see
I
anything?
Someone threw something through the window, and the house just ignited. Couldn't even make it downstairs. We had to jump out the window.
Do you think he hired someone to do
Yes,
it?
of course. I know he's too much of a coward to do anything himself.
Where is
You're
it?
blaming 50 Cent for this?
Yes, yes, yes,
He released a
yes.
statement saying he was happy everyone got out alive.
He didn't even, if you release a statement, if you care about the child, he has made no attempt to contact his child. He calls my grandmother when he's upset and he wants to talk about me. He calls my uncle, he calls my aunt. He's not made one attempt to come find out if his son is okay. So that sound like a concerned father? A concerned father don't sign over their rights. A concerned father do not sign over legal, physical. He has no rights over Marquise. None. None. He signed away custody. He tries to make it like he's a doting, beautiful father. He's not.
You don't
He's
think he
not.
cares about
He is a deadbeat because it's not about monetary. He is a deadbeat. He
You
is a
heard this in the
deadbeat.
middle of the night?
Yes, I did.
Talk about the custody of the house. He didn't want you to have that
No,
house.
and we was in the Supreme Court. I did my deposition yesterday.
And
yesterday.
he trashed
yesterday.
the attorney's
Yes,
office?
no, he trashed it on Monday, but I did my deposition yesterday, and they saw the evidence that I had. We had an express oral agreement, and I have proof that he said that, and this is what happened. He knew I was going to get that house.
his kids in danger?
So you
He
guys are
doesn't
fighting
care.
for the
Anyone
house?
who's trying to take a roof over their child's head, do they care about putting them in danger? When you know you drive around a bulletproof van all day, every night, wouldn't you want your son to be somewhere safe?
You think he
So
would
anyone
try to
ever
kill his
thinks
own
about-
kid?
Yes, I think he would. He's obsessed. If he can't have me, he'd be like, no one can. He's obsessed.
So
He's
you
very
guys are fighting
upset.
over the house right
Yes, we were in court. We're in litigation. We're fighting over the house.
Just
Yes.
say
Mike
again,
working,
what,
Tony?
what did he tell you?
Tony,
What was
He
Mike
said
working?
that he was going to have someone come kill me and watch what he does, and this is what he did.
So he threatened you?
Yes, and he has made no contact to even see how his son is doing. No contact.
You heard
How
something in the
upset are
middle
you?
of the
Ok, ben vous allez me dire, et moi-même je me pose la question, quel est le but de publier ces vidéos? C'est vrai que ça date de longtemps maintenant. 50 n'a jamais été condamné pour ça, il s'en est sorti, on ne sait pas par quel moyen, Et voilà, la justice a fait son boulot. Et là, aujourd'hui, 50 est un homme libre, un businessman qui fait des choses. Donc, serait-ce pour le déstabiliser, pour faire quoi, en fait? J'aimerais savoir votre avis là-dessus. Ok, le fils de T.I. veut accuser 50 Cent. Genre, t'as fait ci, t'as fait ça, regardez comment 50 Cent, il se comporte, il est ci, il est ça. Bon, le fait de rassembler ces preuves de ton côté et de les mettre ensemble et de faire en sorte que 50 Cent soit coupable de ton point de vue, ça t'arrange à quoi en fait? Est-ce que ça prouve que t'as raison, que 50 Cent est réellement coupable? Faudrait aussi écouter la version de la fille. Et c'est justement ce que je vais vous montrer. Regardons ça ensemble.
I do my deposition. I come back outside. It was a guy following me, trying to intimidate me to the point where my lawyer was so worried that she would just please be careful. So he was trying to kick me out the house and he couldn't get me out the house. And that's another thing where he says like, oh, he went to Suffolk County. They gave me an eviction, but I took it to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court allowed me to stay. So he couldn't get me out the house at the time. And then his lawyer and I have in my deposition papers, which once I started doing my YouTube channel, I could be able to side by side and bring up stuff. His lawyer actually asked me where was my evidence, and that was the first part of the house to burn down.
Who was on the house at the time when it got set on fire?
It was. That's another thing tried to create the narrative. It was me, my boyfriend. No man lived with me in that house. And I will repeat, no man lived with me in that house. No man, except for Marquise, and he wasn't a man at the time. He was a child.
Deep down, like, what do you think the motive was behind to really get rid of you or to scare you out of the house? Honestly speaking,
I think it was to kill us because the time it wasn't like it happened when the kids were in school. Maybe I was there by myself, or it happened that I was just sleeping. No one's up. Just in that second, I came from Marquise's room to the top of the stairs. I went down maybe 3 steps and the flames just shot up to the ceiling. It was just, we couldn't even make it downstairs.
So you're the first person that's seen the fire. What I'm getting from this, right?
I heard the glass shatter. So my daughter said, she said she thought I broke something because all she heard was me cursing. But for some reason, I was so enraged. I was like, this motherfucker. This motherfucker sent somebody to burn the house down. So my daughter said she just heard glass.
Crazy. Si vraiment ce qu'elle raconte dans cette vidéo, c'était vrai, que c'était 50 Cent qui était le commanditaire de ça, c'est vraiment chaud. Moi, j'ai toujours apprécié le fait que 50 Cent soit près de son fils. Je pense que dans le premier clip où on a vu son fils, c'est Wangsta. Je suis pas sûr. Dites-moi dans les commentaires si vous vous rappelez de ça. En tout cas, pour les minorités visibles aux États-Unis ou en Occident en général, de voir un papa s'occuper de son fils, c'est quelque chose dont je suis fier et que je big up à chaque fois. Et de voir 50 Cent dans la même cadence, franchement, ça faisait plaisir. Ça rajoutait une image positive. Mais la manière dont King est en train de ramener cette histoire, c'est intéressant. Au niveau beef qu'ils ont entre eux, on sait tous que, lyricalement, au niveau du rap, 50 Cent le dépasse complètement. Mais sur ce genre d'attaque de la part de King, c'est intéressant quand même, au niveau du battle. Et si on revenait sur le sujet de la relation entre père et fils? Eh oui, je ne sais pas si vous vous rappelez de l'audiobook de 50 Cent, où il parle justement de la relation qu'il a eue avec son premier fils. Je vous laisse écouter.
He'd been given every advantage in the world, far beyond most kids born in the ghetto. But he still feels like he's been somehow cheated or robbed by me. It's a scenario I never imagined I'd find myself in with my firstborn child. But here we are. Entitlement creates resentment. There have been a lot of disappointing moments in my relationship with Marquise over the past few years. But the lowest was when I saw him post a picture of himself with Kyle McGriff, the son of Kenneth Supreme McGriff. Without rehashing too much bad history, Kenneth McGriff was one of the biggest drug dealers in Queens, and the man the authorities believe was behind the attempt on my life. So by posing with his son, Marquise was basically co-signing the individual who might have tried to have his father killed. I had known Marquise resented me for a while, but I never imagined he would hate me so much that he'd allow himself to be used as a prop by my enemy. Someone recently sent me a quote from Benjamin Franklin that really resonated with me. Franklin's son had sided with the British in the Revolutionary War, despite the fact that his father was one of the leaders of the revolution. It messed with Ben Franklin for the rest of his life. He wrote, "Nothing has ever hurt me so much and affected me with such keen sensation as to find myself deserted in my old age by my only son, and not only deserted, but to find him taking up arms against me, and a cause wherein my good fame, fortune, and life were all at stake." Marquise might not have been literally taking up arms against me, but he was standing next to the son of someone who might have. I could recognize Franklin's pain. I spent a lot of time searching my soul, trying to understand what could make a son forsake his father like that. I've tried to put myself in Marquise's shoes. Just as he doesn't know what it's like to grow up under the circumstances I did, I don't know what it was like to grow up as the son of 50 Cent. Certainly on the surface, he had everything he wanted. But there must have been pressures and insecurities from being my son that I can't identify with. I accept that. I still can't see how those pressures and insecurities would force a child to go against his own father, especially a father who has provided everything for him. As I go over our relationship in my mind, the only answer that I can come up with is that I actually might have done too much for Marquise. How do you make a privileged child feel deprived or angry?
Vous voyez la partie qui m'intéresse le plus, enfin, qui m'a marqué le plus dans cet audiobook, c'est la partie où il dit « Peut-être que j'en ai fait trop ». C'est le genre de relation que tu peux avoir avec ton fils où tu exagères un petit peu. J'explique mon point de vue. Quand t'es papa, c'est naturel, tu as envie de faire le meilleur pour ton fils. Tu as tendance à vouloir lui offrir plus que ce que toi t'as eu pendant ta jeunesse. Et c'est là que vous allez me comprendre. Si t'as pas eu assez de paires de Jordan, etc. Bon, là, c'est un exemple. Si ton fils, il veut une Jordan, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Tu lui en offres 10 si tu peux. Surtout si tu as les moyens. En voyant la carrière artistique de 50 Cent, voilà, je suis sûr qu'avec tout le cash qui se faisait, il faisait plaisir à son entourage, à sa famille et surtout à son fils, en lui offrant ce genre de choses que lui-même, il ne pouvait pas s'offrir. Et maintenant qu'il a l'opportunité et qu'il peut faire plaisir à son fils, voilà, il l'a fait. Et là, peut-être qu'il en a fait trop. En tout cas, c'est sur ce point qu'il insiste. J'aimerais savoir votre avis. Est-ce que Marquise a eu raison de prendre cette photo en sachant que c'était le fils de l'ennemi de 50 Cent? Peut-être qu'ils étaient jeunes à l'époque et qu'ils ne savaient pas que c'était son ennemi. Mais enfin, ils habitent dans le Queens et généralement les gens se savent. Ils savent qui est qui. Personnellement, si une chose comme ça m'arrive, je pense que je vais péter un plomb aussi. Je ne sais pas comment ça va continuer cette histoire, mais moi j'aimerais voir plus de sons de hip-hop, une sorte de versus, comme quand T.I. a lancé les hostilités à 50 Cent. C'est ce genre de choses qu'on a envie de voir. De la compétition positive, des lyrics, une image positive du hip-hop. Comme à l'époque, où T.I. a réussi à ramener sur scène Jay-Z, Kanye West et plein d'autres artistes. Et à un moment donné, 50 Cent, il s'est ramené sur scène aussi. Franchement, c'était un gros moment dans le hip-hop. Remarquable et mémorable. Ah, je me rappelle réellement de ce moment-là. C'était un grand moment pour T.I., où il prouvait sa place dans le hip-hop. Tu ramènes sur scène Kanye West, qui était à son best à ce moment-là, Stronger, les hit singles, etc. Tu ramènes aussi Jay-Z et 50 Cent qui est là tranquillement. P. Diddy aussi qui est là, à l'époque où, tu vois, on ne savait pas toutes ces histoires. Enfin bref, c'était un bon moment dans le hip-hop. Est-ce que vous vous rappelez de ça? Vous avez connu cette époque? Je suis curieux de savoir. Laissez-moi votre avis en commentaire. Et sur la suite des choses, comment ça va se passer? Quels sont vos pronostics? Vous pensez que 50 Cent prépare une réponse? Ou est-ce que vous pensez que la famille de King, T.I.P. va encore surenchérir? Pour ceux qui n'ont pas bien contextualisé le bif qu'il y a entre T.I. et 50 Cent, je vous invite à regarder la vidéo qui s'affiche en haut à gauche de votre écran. Thanks.